Okay, welcome everyone to the second session here of today's Environmental Physiotherapy Education Around the World uh, event seminar meeting. It's actually kind of the second EPT Agenda meeting that we've had for this year. It's also the second session of today's meeting, which always we have to have these different meetings in a day because we by now have over 100 participating universities, and it's very difficult to find suitable times for people across so many different time zones. So we spread them across the day to try and make it a little bit more accessible. Yeah, so EPT Agenda has been going for quite a while now, since I think early 2020. We've been exploring different approaches, different ways to get started with environmental physiotherapy education, and sometimes the very different contexts of our universities and countries and so on. And so this is also what we're, I guess, presenting and discussing here today. Is we have another kind of set of institutions and countries present here also in the second session, different from the first ones, and it'd be lovely to hear what's going on in the Philippines and Pakistan and Estonia, respectively. So with that, I think I'll just hand the word to Donald and Zyra May from the University of Santo Tomas in Manila in the Philippines first. Yeah, the word is yours. So it's about 10 minutes per presentation, and then we'll have a little bit of time either in between for questions, but probably also after for some questions and discussion.
I,
Right?
yep. Again, thank you for the opportunity presenting our initiatives here in the Philippines. So I think I like to capitalize on the word diverse, because we're all over the world, I think, right now. And it's good to see, should I say, advocate of our mission and our things that we need to do as a physical therapist, or should I say outside the physical therapy world. Let me share our presentation. So we're from the University of Santo Tomas, a College of Rehabilitation Sciences, and we are in the physical therapy department. So we are actually advocating, of course, the goal of the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly number 3 and number 4. So this is my department and this is my people. So we're working together, share our expertise, and contribute into our mission in terms of hitting that sustainable development goals. So we are here to discuss how we can integrate those advocacies and things in our teaching and learning. So we go back first, or step back, to look at the educational philosophy. And part of our upbringing in the university is our competence, commitment, and compassion. And you will see here our seal, which is actually our Tomasian seal of education: servant leader, effective communicator, analytical and creative thinker, and of course, lifelong learning. And because when we talk about the educational landscape right now, particularly Industry 5.0, we should not neglect that we should not just focus on the technology, but we need better teachers, we need better educator to educate the future in terms of surviving or helping the environment. So, of course, these are part of the teaching philosophy, and we follow the physiotherapy education framework. So, this is inculcated in our curriculum. So, I just want to flex first, or to show you that we are supporting different institutions and professional organization, and the EPT Agenda 2023 is still part of our mission to contribute and to help. So this is again my team, and I think Zyra will talk about some of the teaching learning activities we did for our promise last time during our first webinar session. Zyra?
Okay, so again, good day to everyone. I'm Zyra Sicat, and I would like to share with you what our department has been doing as a response to the Sustainable Development Goal 3 and 4. And of course, locally, we also respond to the Philippine Development Plan, Chapter 2, which again focuses on health. So one of our courses is health promotion and health education. And the main goal of health promotion and health education is to um, teach the students about different strategies about regarding public health, health promotion, theories of health, and incorporate it in their daily lives. one of our session last term was a session conducted by our department chair, Professor Donald G. Manlapaz, about good life goals for a better planet. So what we did was to provide an overview of of course, the sustainable developmental goals, the good life goals, to make it more palatable to the generation now. And then we also focused on how we as a department contribute to the achievement of each aspect of the sustainable developmental goal. Next slide, please. So these are the good life goals. Talking about it earlier, to make it more pleasing to the generation, to the students' generation, to make it easier, to make it to be easily understood by the student. And our goal is for them to advocate for something that they can do or what they can really share. So as part of their requirement for the course, what we did was to ask them to advocate, to choose one development goal and then advocate for it in their own simple ways. So the next slides and next videos will just show the products of our students. So this is one for goal 15, love for nature.
Of Mother Nature.
We commit to being responsible stewards of the earth by making conscious choices that minimize harm to the ecosystems.
We will protect forests by reducing paper use and choosing sustainable products. We will reduce consumption by supporting eco-friendly companies.
We will preserve biodiversity by protecting natural habitats and advocating for wildlife.
Today, we commit to living in harmony with nature, knowing small actions create lasting change.
So this is just an example of how they can commit in their own ways and how they can actually protect the environment and how they can do their part as students. So we have another video coming from the students. So allow me to share my screen. This will just be really quick. Sorry. Okay, so let me just I'll just share the sound also. Can you hear it?
No, but we
No.
can
Now.
better.
Oh, it came on now.
So our students are really good at making videos, making posters, and we really need to bank on that. And through this simple means, we believe that we can contribute to not just their knowledge, but also to influencing other people. So I'll return the floor to Dr. Donald Manlapaz.
We are Group 13 and we pledge to love Mother.
All right. So I think the reason also why we posted that is because Philippines is surrounded by water. So that's one of our main agenda. So the next part is how, as a department, we do reflection on what we are doing in terms of teaching. So we join together also and to discuss small steps that the student can do and the academic staff can also do. One of the things that I'll be sharing now is how we transform from our, should I say, pledge during our first webinar that we are conducting a research about environmental aspect. So we did the research right now, and luckily the students are able to somehow finish and continue with the data collection. So we did this one in terms of the physical activity, and we want to highlight that active transportation in the Philippines, particularly in Metro Manila. So what we did is to define the different modes of transport: active, passive, and mixed. And luckily, our proposal was published in BMJ Open, noting on the cross-sectional design, particularly correlating the relationship between the modes of transportation and physical activity. We did the usual methodology for a cross-sectional study, including the senior high school student in our university. We did the two-phase methodology. The phase one, of course, will be the recruitment part. And the second one, we provided also educational talk to them. And I think this will also help and inculcate our advocacy to our students. Some of the few results, so most of them use now mixed transportation in Metro Manila. And for now, we didn't find any significance between the variables presented, but we're hoping to see some changes, whether it actually affects their physical activity and the type of mode or transportation they want to use. So these are some of the results. And we want to strengthen that transportation can affect, of course, the environment. And hopefully, we want to have a greener environment here in Metro Manila, even though we're very congested right now and full of pollution. And hopefully, this study is contextualized in our own area. And again, this can be an opportunity to develop targeted interventions. And lastly, an opportunity to explore environmental PT and the PT roles in achieving sustainable development goals. Thank you and have a good day or evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Donald and Sarah May. It was really lovely. I will just open the floor in case there are any kind of immediate comments and questions from anyone, and if not, then we will move on to the next presentation and just discuss later on. Just a minute to see if there's anyone specifically that would like to raise anything. Okay. Good. And then I'll hand over the word to Dr. Anum Irshad from the Dadabhoy Institute of Higher Education in Karachi, Pakistan.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. First of all, how are you all?
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. It's very pleasure to meet you as an online webinar. Basically, I am introducing myself as my name is Dr. Anum Irshad. I'm currently a representative of a Department of Rehabilitation from Dadabhoy Institute of Higher Education. Okay, is it okay that I'll just speak?
Yes, that's okay. Yeah.
It's okay? Okay, that's cool. Today, I'll be sharing a case report on how our department introduced environmentally informed equipment and practices in our physical therapy education. As it's basically, we are at a beginning level. So it's a small but a meaningful initiative for us. So how can a sustainability in physical therapy? So as a healthcare provider, we are constantly adapting to meet the healthcare challenges of our time, and climate is one of the biggest ones. Like currently, I am sitting in a 50 degrees centigrade, so it's a very, very hot environment right now. So as a sustainability, it is not just an environmental issue, it's in healthcare too. So as a physical therapist, we work closely with the communities, often using the tools and the spaces that we can usually reimagine in a greenier and sustainable way. The idea that comes into the foundation is the plot of our today's project. So we have a student right now. We have a 5-year DPT program in our Dadabhoy at the Dadabhoy Institute. So we emphasized them as a as an evidence-based practice in our interdisciplinary learnings and community engagements. Their community hours, we visited them of disability and and as an old home ages, so they can communicate with them and include their educational clinical hours within them. So we saw a natural opportunity to embed ecologically and thinking into their existing modules. So our aim was a primary goal was to nurture the ecological responsibility in the future physical therapist while still maintaining a high quality in our clinical education. So we didn't want to talk about the sustainability, but we wanted our students to experience it, they're thought of as a critical and applied on a real clinical case scenarios. So as they're into curriculum integration, we begin from our third year, fourth year. Our student was third year, fourth year, and fifth year. So we really focused on how they can implement their tools into the clinical education and their clinical hours. So basically, we give a task to our students that they can make a reusable, recyclable things that we can use in our clinical session. We also conducted an outdoor gait training tracks on their grass and sand. We do a gait analysis on grasses so they can basically stimulate the sensory responses as they are very low they are very almost diminished in a early stages. So here is some of the examples I'll giving you. We created their outdoor gait training tracks on grasses and sand, which is not only reduce the equipment use but also better stimulate in the real world mobility and challenges. We also replace their traditional recycled like resistant bands, bamboo pools, croc yogas, or the water bottles, which we put a sand in it and become a strength training. And they usually conducted a session on here. They used their bottles for their strength training. Or in our pediatrics and geriatric modules, we added the garden-based rehab tasks to stimulate their functional movement. And lastly, we give them a case scenarios from climate affected or under resourced communities, challenging students to design sustainable care plans. So as their learning objective basically based on teach how students to integrate the sustainable thinking in clinical decision or improve their adaptability in different environments. And that also highlights their how ecological settings in affects the rehab or outcomes. And we evaluate those students too as their clinical checklist, their journals, their mini we conducted their mini OSCEs with eco focused or task related things. The result was inspiring to us really because they adapted very well. So in the end, if I say it's a conclusion, it's a very small initiative in a Dadabhoy, but also a low cost change or into our even the as a physical therapist, we search for alternatives. How the patient, if he doesn't have any tool, so as environmental or sustainability, how can we alternate the things to regain our goals, which we are focused on them. So thank you so much. That's all for me. That's all from my side.
Thank you very much. I will just underscore what you presented with the fact that there is also on our website an oops, sorry, that's the whole thing. An inspirational case report that you just submitted recently, where some of this is described, and you can kind of like see some of it sort of visually on this picture. So I'm just highlighting that for people that want to follow up. This case report also is kind of sits alongside, I think, over 50 other case reports that we have from other colleagues from other institutions, including from the University of Santo Tomas that we just heard before, and also the University of Tartu, which we'll hear next. But Donald, I'm hearing your hand up. Is there a question, an immediate question here?
Yeah, just a comment. Like I would like to congratulate the group because you're doing it very creatively, and in the Philippines you're also doing that a bit. So now I'm thinking, oh, that's a good way to start. Like because we have community-based rehabilitation in the Philippines.
Yes, we have community-based. Yes.
Yeah.
Good job.
Very good. Great. Wonderful. Okay, and with that, I'll give the word to Eva from Estonia to talk about what they're doing there at at Tartu Applied Health Sciences University.
Yeah, I tried to find my. So, is it up now? Yeah?
I think it's coming up. There it is. Yep.
Yeah. So, hello again. It's so great to be here and share a piece of information and inspiration from Estonia. This is our school, and this picture illustrates really well actually the health components, environment and education components. So first of all, maybe not all of you know where Estonia is. Estonia is a really small country in Europe. We have a bit over 103 million people only in here. And actually, physiotherapy is taught only in 2 schools, and both of them are located in our second largest city, Tartu. Capital of Estonia is Tallinn. But yeah, only 2 schools where you can empower environmental physiotherapy actually. So here you can see our main building, and it's quite greenery around us and greenery inside us, and we are quite proud of our building and things happening here, and also the environmental topic is really important of us. And one thing we are proud of are that in year 2021 we joined the initiative from International University Sports Federation, FISU, and got part of Healthy Campus. That means that it's important for us as a school community where we physios are part. It's important to think and work on physical activity, sports themes, nutrition themes, disease prevention, health prevention, risk behavior, mental and social health, and also environmental sustainability and environmental awareness is important for us. We are actually a quite small school. We have 6 higher education curricula. One of them is physiotherapy, next to midwives, nursery, radiographs, biomedical laboratory specialists, and environmental health specialists curricula. And also we have actually 3 master's programs. Physiotherapy master program was launched this January. So today I'm going to talk about things happening on master's program, but actually, yeah, as I'm involved as principal lecturer on both programs, the environment and the environmental physiotherapy and those issues and topics are integrated actually there too. And we are proud that our master's program is actually international. And it was so great to hear a speech from Pakistan. We have also 2 Pakistan students in Estonia learning on our international program. So the intercultural environment is spreading around us also in small Estonia. But what about physiotherapy education? Actually, we as a program are housed in the Department of Physiotherapy and Environmental Health. And that is lucky for us because we have more resources to deal with those issues. Because environmental health program has the whole program around environmental topics, protection, prevention, social, physical, etc. topics. They are actually dealing and having degree on those things, and we share the lectures and teachers base. So physiotherapy students are lucky to have lectures and people from another program also. But considering the physiotherapy part and human management or patient management or caring, our program, we have had physiotherapy almost 25 years in here, and actually the ICF concept is being the base for our curriculums, frameworks, and principles all the time. And as you know, the environmental factors part is actually apart from the schema if you consider human functioning from different perspectives. And actually, environmental factors, not just physical around us, not just physical related to planetary health or such, but also social and emotional and behavioral environment around us. So we had quite good start when we joined the EPT Agenda. I think it was 2022 when we managed to jump in on the board about environmental physiotherapy, and that is the topic that carries us on our everyday work when dealing students or patients. However, the environmental content appears across the curricula according to those professional and transferable competencies that you should have when you are carrying out higher educational curricula. And I'm not going to name those, but these sustainability goal principles and subjects like environmental protection, not environmental protection, but health promotion and work health and that kind of topics have been part of our physiotherapy program anyways. However, to sharpen the focus on environmental topics and to offer students to come together, actually one of my colleagues and I was part of that team, we developed an elective subject named environmental awareness. It's in Estonia keskkonnahoid. This hoid or awareness rather means to protect and hold the environment in the widest, but the English name doesn't sound so good maybe, what's inside. And this elective brings together students from different curriculums in our school. Nurses, midwives, physiotherapists, radiographs and so on. To deal with those topics. Before the actual this elective, we had also 1 year elective bringing together students from different schools. Actually, our health science students meet aviation students, and this brought together a larger perspective from also this transportation side and that topics what you were talking about a bit earlier also. But yes, today we have this elective only for our school students. Of course, master students can join, but this subject was in Estonian, so definitely we need English version of that also to bring our international students behind the one table. And we are proud that here in the right corner, below right corner, you see a lady from our one largest hospital in Estonia. Actually, we have two regional hospitals in Estonia. One is north and one is in south part. And actually, in collaboration with them also, we are dealing with environmental issues because and topics because the university hospital has developmental plan to become the environmental friendly hospital by 2026. So it's a bit to go, but however, the largest hospital on those topics, amazing, I think. But about this elective, this is also described on web page where you can see the details. But in any ways, this subject brings together three main different topics. The first of and the start of this journey. The journey starts with global environmental issues and climate changes, different perspective, different topics implemented. Then second, another topic is thematic topic is sustainability at national institutional contexts, and that brings well together the hospital's perspective and environmental industrial part. Students have field visits and so on with lectures to get more insight about those. And the third thematic module is personal and professional environmental action, where actually students are reflecting and composing action plans from their own perspective. And this is a module which based on feedback was most influential for our students. It actually influenced them about their choices and real life activities. Here you can see it's translated from Estonia, but I think AI did quite pretty good work to give the idea forward that these subjects, more specifically, are actually eye-opening, and it puts students to reflect on those topics, and it's decided that we continue the way forward with such a subject and content. However, of course, also when we discussed with our colleagues about the future plans, actually on the next slide, I'm going to show pretty many things our school has already done. However, actually there needs to be more strategic plan to go forward, because yes, there are some activists and leading persons dealing with that issues, but as we have many programs and curriculums, actually this should be more strategically planned. And of course, at the moment, the exact subject was elective. However, some topics have to be integrated in the main curriculums to be there, definitely there. So, this is the list. I'm quite proud that our university has made many concrete initiatives and real actions. They have implemented around us and on us and with us and so on. I'm not going to read them, but here you can see that many of them are regarding the physical environment. Many of them are with our knowledge and behavioral stuff, and larger and smaller, and that's how it goes in our small school in small Estonia. Here is a slide about our main research groups in university. If you have interest or you would like to collaborate in the future, definitely contact us. On the left down, you see that there is actually going on research around organic food and health choices. One of my colleagues from our environmental health department is leading that research. So anytime soon in the future, there will be some results about that. Here are my contact details and my colleague's contact details. She's actually leading the elective. However, we are working side by side every day. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Eva. Really appreciate the presentation. Some lovely stuff there, and great that so much is going on. Yeah, really. I think heads off to all these different efforts, and I think it's kind of like the different small things that come together that actually end up making a larger whole that makes for really good change. So yeah, it's really good to see. I'll just very briefly check in to see if there are any kind of like small immediate comments or questions, and if not, I'll try and hand the word to the next speaker. Okay, Abida, if you're with us, let's see if you can, yeah, unmute and hand over the word to you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm sharing presentation.
Not getting very good sound at the moment, at least not here. No, here's
I'm audible?
start. Yes, now we can see your screen. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I am thankful Dr. Philip to be a part of this global society. I am Dr. Abida Sherazi, Coordinator Department of Physiotherapy, Azad Jammu Kashmir University. With our 10-year experience working both extreme hot environment such as Karachi, Pakistan, and extreme cold environment like Azad Jammu Kashmir. Since joined EPTA Agenda 2022, I joined my UPSC joined in 2024. I have done a lot of things in this year. Today, I am going to discuss about environmental physical therapy and how it can help to improve health in Kashmir by comparing the natural, cultural, and modern physical therapy approaches. As a pioneer female physical therapist from Kashmir, I have faced numerous challenges as well as opportunity while practicing in Azad Jammu Kashmir. This is Kashmir. It is a region located in the northernmost part of the Indian subcontinent, nestled between majestic Himalayas and Pir Panjal mountain range. You can see in this image. The region has been point of contention between three countries, India, Pakistan, and China. You can see in this my presentation. We are referring to the Pakistan administered Kashmir, also known as Azad Jammu Kashmir, with its capital. Capital city is located in Muzaffarabad, where my University of Azad Jammu Kashmir is located. This is the capital of Muzaffarabad. The physiotherapy in Azad Jammu Kashmir play a vital role in rehabilitation and recovery of the community health in Azad Jammu Kashmir. Our department addressed the various physiotherapy elements, helping the individual retain mobility, particularly in a region significant impacted by the natural disaster, seasonal disease, and the conflicts. The 2025 earthquake acted as a catalyst for the establishment of physiotherapy as a significant health discipline in Azad Jammu Kashmir. We have in Azad Jammu Kashmir there are approximately 4 million residents, many of whom live in the rural and the mountainous areas. The literacy rate is above 74%. And the University of Azad Jammu Kashmir is the largest university in this region with 5 campuses. After the earthquake, the university and campuses were reconstructed with the funding from the different countries like Turkey and the Saudi Arabia. The physiotherapy therapy program was established in 2029, aligned with the Higher Education Commission guideline Pakistan. We have this program was funded by the government, German government, and now we are different departments in our faculty of health and medical sciences. Initially, we start the BS physiotherapy program, which established in 2010, and then we delve into the doctor of physical therapy, and we involved to develop our doctor of physical therapy program in 2019, which are aligned with the Higher Education Commission guidelines. We have maximum number of strength is 7,692 students in Azad whole Azad Jammu Kashmir and different programs. Here is the Department of Physical Therapy strength. The maximum strength is female. In recent years, three university in Azad Jammu Kashmir had initiated the physiotherapy program, reflecting the growth and recognition of the profession. This growth facilitates the increased educational opportunity and subsequent enhancement of the healthcare delivery in this region. Innovation and integration. We use natural resources such as plant, rivers, and mountain terrain into physical therapy session. This is an example of my father who are doing exercises with trunk exercises with the plant. We use different terrain-based rehabilitation strategies like um, local healing methods. For example, I just give two example of case studies. This is a case study of terrain-based rehabilitation strategies. This study was conducted in different area of Azad Kashmir. This is a purely traditional approach. The convex lens therapy for the treatment of Bell's palsy. This therapy is significantly show the improvement and the consider as an effective treatment for improvement of the facial symmetry and the facial movement and decreasing stiffness in patient with the Bell's palsy. Next one is the handcrafted traditional Kashmiri footwear. These footwear is used in modern indoor use. Used in indoor. This is also a one case study. I can show you this video. This study will focus on how the sustainable product are used for the treatment purpose as well as for daily life of daily life activities such as walking and their indoor use of different equipment. Next, I move on the curriculum development. The curriculum development has been tailored to address the specific need of the Kashmiri population, the specifically local context, as well as the environmental and cultural aspect. We are now the course we are focusing on the environmental physiotherapy is a specialized course. Is a Kashmir study in landscape of recovery. You can see this is a course in which we are incorporate environmental physiotherapy as well as local traditional approaches and cultural based therapy in this course. Next one is the future direction. The University of Jammu Kashmir has planned to create a special course in the physiotherapy to conduct a research and provide a traditional, provide a training, local NGOs and group and student and teacher. We also planning for the workshop and further enhancement of our physiotherapy services. The university we have planning to do different MOUs with different government sectors like disaster management and emergency department and forest department, and we have local NGOs like Helping and the Child Foundation. We have different. We ensure the high quality education that is focused on enhancing the training and the fatality of industry student in the environmental physiotherapy. We have specialized workshop and a certification program are planned to build the expertise and confident in delivering the innovative therapies. Some pics of free medical camps in our periphery regions. University of Azad Jammu Kashmir is the first university in this region who host the revitalization National Conference on Revitalization of the EGP SDG 2023 roadmap, pathway for the sustainable development goals. There is some eco alternatives described by the student because our students are actively involved in this environmental physiotherapy. Environmental physiotherapy involved in physiotherapy, environmental physiotherapy. They use different different treatment methods and different alternatives, and then they discuss with us these exercise if they are used exercise ball, if we are used physio ball in for the balance and the core strengthening techniques. They tell us how the people in the periphery use clay pots and the tightly fitted hump stake for the treatment of the balance and core strengthening and for the instead of foam roller for the myofascial massage at the release, they use a different wooden rolling pins or smooth stone and hollow logs used for the myofascial release. They use resistant band for the strength training. They use wooden value and the ropes and animal tendons for the resistant training. The stretching steps which add the flexibility and reach. They describe us different types of shawl used for the flexibility and the reaching activity. And they have physical in the if they are involved in the different dynamic physical movement and endurance. They have local martial art techniques or arts like gatka and local wrestling offered for the full body workouts. They use bath rituals. They have different types of oils and herbal paste for the muscle recovery and circulation. These some picture of these some alternatives. Conclusion: environmental physiotherapy in Azad Jammu Kashmir is present a critical interaction of the healthcare, cultural awareness, and sustainability. Because it is planned with the nature and culture in mind, it is sustainable, affordable, and preferred for place like Kashmir. We are building a strong local way to help people and live better with nature.
Thank you. Thanks, Abida, for that great presentation. I really appreciate it. It was really some lovely points raised. So we have about 10 minutes now to, you know, open the floor for kind of questions, maybe discussion points and the likes. I really appreciate it actually for me in your presentations now. There was something coming through here about how environmental physiotherapy lends itself to not just sort of like, you know, put something ready-made, you know, into your program, but think about what is the context of your program, your country, your language, as if I mentioned with this one word also, you know, your culture, your region, etc., and how it means that you're kind of making it specific to your particular context. I think that's really valuable, something really strong to hold on to. Because oftentimes it can seem like, you know, we're just putting, you know, like there's physiotherapy curricula and there are established standards that are international. It has to be the same everywhere. It just can't work, right? It can't work from an environmental physiotherapy perspective. That kind of approach can't work because we all live and work and operate in different contexts, speak different languages, and so forth. And so while there might be overlaps, there also has to be these specificity and as Donald said in the opening, you know, this diversity about how we actually apply these things and implement some of this teaching. That's not really a question. It's more of an observation. But one question that I asked also I mean, you could comment on that, or something that I asked the previous speakers is also, and I think some of you have commented on this already, is I think for other educators, it's always valuable to hear, have there been challenges along the way? Are there challenges along the way? And how do we meet those challenges? And when I say along the way, I mean along the way of trying to integrate some of this into our physiotherapy curricula and teaching. What are the challenges that you've encountered and how do we overcome them? Because I think everybody does encounter some challenges and then we need to go forward with them. Donald, go ahead.
Yeah, for me,
First of all,
we need to highlight flexibility. And one of the, I think, the challenges is sometimes the students or us, the physios, are actually trying to work on a solution instead of focusing first on the problems. So I think that's the most important thing. I've learned this one in my innovation class, that you should not fall in love immediately with the solution, but fall in love first with the problems. And I think concentrating on the problems, we can now align a specific strategy to address that specific pain points, or maybe things that we can improve in terms of our curriculum. That's the reason why we listen to the student, we listen to what's happening to them, and we try to create activities that is actually, should I say, fit in the new generation, and meet again together as one.
Thanks, Donald. Abida, you had a thought on this?
first of all, my faculty is not trained as much as concern environmental physiotherapy. But our students are actively involved in this whole scenario because they try to catch some alternatives, and they discuss with us, and then we put all the things in and discuss with our whole faculty member, and then we are incorporate into our in curriculum.
Yeah, thank you. If and Anum, any thoughts on this question regarding challenges and how to maybe overcome them if we meet any along the way?
Yeah, I was wondering, and one thing to overcome some challenges are just take time and talk to each other and notice the stuff around us, because actually sometimes when we first came, environmental physiotherapy, that kind of topics, and it was like, woo, stay away, I don't have time. If you actually think about those issues or things, they are all around us, and sometimes it just needs time and sparkle to notice that actually they are there, and as you said, sometimes small things. So this is my thought, that sometimes take time and just think about that. And based on this Abida's presentation, it was so good highlight for me personally. Again, as I described in webpage in my bio, that my background is pediatric physiotherapist actually. And those examples about a bit stones and sticks and ropes around us, this is so natural if you have grown as a physiotherapist in pediatric field, because you don't need any specific self-made stuff. Just go outside, climb a tree and hit the stone, and that's a good highlight for me also. Thanks, thank Abida from those examples. So yeah.
Yeah, and we had quite a few of those, I guess, examples also in your different presentations. Anum was also sharing, on kind of like using, different materials for whatever equipment we're actually dealing with. I think those were some lovely examples there. But I think, Eva, also in your presentation, you mentioned that the students were particularly inspired by sort of this task of developing practical, I'm not sure, solutions or techniques or something. Could you give a few examples of the kinds of things that the students developed?
Those tasks or assignments, rather, what they were given were these that gave them insight that, for example, they maybe it's this generation around us living in digital world. However, they got aha effect about how much digital waste they are actually producing and they are actually having. And that kind of reflective diaries and tasks they were doing, they had never considered those. So strange as it sounds, and that kind of issues in also in internship environments or hospitals, actually, about those things, how to be more reusing and not using too much and that kind of stuff. Rather, those things I meant.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Abida, I see your hand up.
I am just giving some information regarding digitalization. I am stay in the area where there is a problem in connectivity, either in internet. I have dropped lot of time internet, you can see, but our students are live in different areas of northernmost areas where there is a no connectivity, no, there is a no electricity. They have alternative option is they just explore their environment and then get some information, and they provide us a solution which are discussed in our classroom.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, that just for me, it's underscores the point of how different, the environments that we are in can be, and how sort of different the environments our students, but also ultimately then our patients can be. And how important it is to consider that, so that we actually tailor what we're doing to those specific environments, right? And the moment we do that, the moment we take in those kinds of considerations, I would argue we're doing environmental physiotherapy, and I don't see that when we can not do this. I don't, it wouldn't make sense to me not to. Okay, I think this brings us to the end of our session for now. We have another of these sessions, the final one for today, coming up at what is 4 p.m. Central European Time. We'll have presentations from schools in Ghana, in Portugal, in Oman, and in France, actually. So please join us for another interesting session later on. And thanks for the presentations now, and see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Nice meeting you all.